Officers attached to the Criminal Investigation Department are reminding the offenders that they can be sent to jail or pay a hefty fine under the Electronic Crimes Act. This comes as the RGPA registers gave concern about the increased sharing of videos with sexual content on various social media platforms. The weekend incident at a sporting activity has caused a pause and readying of the action button.
Gone are the days when the village took the responsibility in growing its children. Instead, what is fashionable these days is that an adult will observe a child involved in some criminal act, and they will look to capture that act and publish it, to send it out in the public domain. And most of the occasions is for sensationalism, really to incite excitement and to garner the whole public views as to what's been shared. This is very concerning to us because there are serious consequences and penalties to these acts.
That was Detective Randy Hall, who heads up the Criminal Investigation Department. He highlighted Section 10 of the Electronic Crimes Act, which is subtitled Violation of Privacy. It states that a person who knowingly or without lawful excuse or justification captures, publish, or transmit the image of a private area of a person without his or her consent under circumstances violating the privacy of that person commits an offense. That person is liable on summary conviction to a fine not exceeding $20,000 or to a term of imprisonment not exceeding 3 years or to both. Hall says these matters will not be treated lightly.
F. Procure and obtain child pornography through a computer system. G. Obtain access through information and communication technologies to child pornography. And it goes on further to brings out the penalty for that offense. In that case, it's an indictable offense, and meaning that that matter is tried by a judge and jury. As we say here, it goes up to the High Court. And the penalty for this to a fine not exceeding $200,000 or to a term of imprisonment not exceeding 5 years or to both.
These penalties are not only for sexual explicit videos with minors but also applies to adults. Repeat offenders can face up to 20 years in prison or made to pay $300,000. While this may not have been widely published, Mr. Hall disclosed that over the years a number of persons have been arrested and charged for the offense with the help of the Special Victims Unit.
2021, I think, child pornography, we had 2 victims basically. Violation of privacy, we had 11 victims, all right? 5 of which being under the age of 16. 2022 so far, 2022 last year, we had child pornography, we had 1 victim, violation of privacy, we had 13 victims, 3 being under the age of 16. And in 2023 thus far, we have no report of child pornography reported as yet. We have violation of privacy, 5 victims, and 2 being under the age of 16.
Putting legal implications aside, Detective Hall reflected on the psychosocial impact. He has appealed to those involved to refrain from creating and distributing these videos because it places a serious mental strain on victims. He wants that if persons do not heed his appeal, there is a well-equipped and capable team within the RGPF that will enforce the law. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett Thomas reporting.